Hello everyone, in the last video we explained to you how to get the dependencies that you're going to need, and in this video I'm going to teach you guys actually how to start coding. Now pretty much you're going to want to open up your IDE and in my case Visual Studio Code. I had to retake this a couple times, but don't worry about this code. Basically you're just going to want to file, open folder, and then open the folder of your bot. Now we can actually get started. So we're going to want to create a new file called index.js. You can call this bot.js, but I recommend just sticking with index.js. It makes it so much easier. Now, we are going to want to do a couple things. Now, we installed the discord.js library, and that's what you'll see in node modules in the package lock.json. That's what we installed by installing node.js, or discord.js. So, we're going to want to have this file require discord.js. So we're going to assign discord.js to a variable. So const discord and then equals require discord.js. Now this file will use discord.js. Alright, next we're going to want to do bot config equals require .config. We haven't created this file, but we will in a minute. So what this is saying is we're taking we're assigning discord.js to a variable called discord. You can call this whatever you'd like, but I recommend just keeping it at discord. So next we're gonna do config is gonna be this file which we haven't created yet, but now we're going to go to const bot equals new discord.client. And then let's just do that. So what this is saying is it's setting bot, the variable bot. You can call this client or whatever you want to call this, but I'm just gonna keep it as bot for now. And then it's saying bot discord.client. So what this is saying is it's going to discord, the variable discord, which is set to discord.js, and then it's having a client. So it's saying create a new discord client. So now let's make it easy. So we are going to do this. Let's set our bot. Let's not allow our bot to mention everybody on the server, because that can have problems and just annoying when that happens. So we're going to say disable everyone, then colon true, and then that's good. So there you go. That's pretty much the basic stuff we're gonna need. That's the required stuff we need to put. Now, if you want your bot to be able to mention everyone on the server, you don't need to have that, but I recommend having it. Now we're gonna say bot.on. So bot, which is our new Discord client, bot new Discord client, is when the bot on. So when the bot is on ready, async, oh, that's why it wasn't showing up, my bad. Async, oh, sorry, I'm having a little trouble here. Alright, so what this is saying is it's saying when the bot is on or ready, it's gonna do the following stuff. So this is kind of like a function. Super. What this is pretty much saying is, this is in short term saying like function, or like if bot equals on, then do the following. Like if in some other programming language it'd be like that, but this is how you do it in JS, in NodeJS. So bot.on ready. So when it's ready, it will do the following stuff. So console.log, which is saying it's gonna print something to the console, which you'll see the console in a minute. It's right here. This is the console. That's where you see all your errors and stuff. But console.log, we're gonna put a variable in here, and we're gonna say bot.user. Oh, bot.user.username is ready for action. Alright, now what this is saying is, so let me explain to you the difference between these, and these. Oh. Now, these all pretty much do the same thing. They're all strings. Whatever you put inside of here will get put as a text. So this right here, if you want to have variables, for example, this is a variable right here, bot.user.username. That's you could say like our bot is ready, but I recommend just sticking to this right here. That'll make it. But that's a variable. Now this variable right here, if this right here, const bot, if that is client, then you're gonna have to change this to client and this to client, because that's what you specified. Now these and these do the exact same thing. That doesn't matter. But if you want to have variables inside of here, then have these. Alright. Now we are going to set the activity. So if you have ever seen on like servers, if you go on here and you see like playing blah blah blah, that's what we do here. Alright, now that's pretty much what playing does. So we're gonna do bot.user.setActivity, and then whatever you put inside of here is what it's gonna set the activity to. So let's say like set activity eating pie, for example. It's kind of cringy, but again, this is the variable right here. So if you put this to client, you're gonna have to change this to client as well. So now let's actually. So now if we hit F5, first of all, it's not gonna do anything much. It's gonna give you errors because there's nothing. First of all, we don't have a config.json. So let's create config.json. All right, we're gonna want to create a new file called config.json. Now inside of here, we're gonna create a table here with this, and we're gonna want to set some variables here. So this is a JSON file; it's not a JS file. So let's first of all set token, the variable token, to equal. Oh, my bad. Token equals, and then we're gonna have that, and a comma here. Equals, and then also here prefix equals, and then what do you want the bot prefix to be? That's what's going to be in here. So in my example, I'm going to have our prefix to be this. Alright, now so whenever somebody runs a command, so like let's say they go help, that's gonna, that's the prefix. Now our token is going to be here. There we go here. Discord app developers applications. Again here, and then you're gonna want to go to your test bot. And you want to go bot, and then copy your token. Now, as I said, I'm going to be changing this, so now you save that, and then you can exit that right there. Now, what we're going to do is, since we set config to be config.json, we're going to type something down here. We're going to go bot.login. So now we're having our bot and then config.token. Now, how does this work? What this is saying is you're gonna log the bot into, so we're pretty much telling our bot to connect with this so that they're the same thing. Now bot.login, again, if this was client, you'd have the client.login, and then config.token. So it goes into, well, what's config? It goes into, oh, config is config.json. So it goes into config.json and finds token. And what's token? It's this. So it replaces that with that. Now, what you could do is you could put you don't even need this. You could just put something like this in a string. You could just have it like that. But if you want to keep everything nice and you want to have, I recommend keeping it here. Now, you don't need to call it config.json. You can call it settings, you can call it whatever, but then you got to change it up here. And then that's it. Next, we're going to want to let's get something fancy here. So let's start with a little bit of commands. So let's make it so that the user can, for example, like I don't know, when someone types something, it'll, send them a message, for example. So let's go bot.on message. So when a message is sent to the bot, you're gonna run this async. It's down here. Message. Oh, all right, message. You put a semicolon here. Oh, sorry, not like that. And then we're gonna want to go to if message.author.bot return. What this is saying is if the message right here, is if the message that was sent is the bot, which is Discord the client bot, then return. Then don't do anything, because we don't want the bot to be able to ban itself. That's just, we don't want that to happen. So if the bot is itself, then don't do anything. Again, if it's message.channel.type equals strictly equals DM, then return. What this is saying is if the message was sent in a DM or a direct message, then don't do anything. I recommend, if you want people to be able to send commands in direct messages, then you just don't use this line. But for my case, I don't want people to send commands throughout that. That might also throw some errors with, because it might not know who to ban if someone puts a ban. So let's see. Let's do this. Let prefix. So we're assigning a variable. Config.prefix. So what this is doing is it's assigning prefix, which we haven't done anything with, to config.prefix. Now what is config? Oh, config is this, so config.json. So then it goes into the config.json file and finds prefix, which is this. So that's pretty much assigning that to that. Let prefix, so that we could call this like let command prefix or whatever equals this right here. Doesn't matter. You can call this whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But in my case, I'll just call it prefix. So let's do let message array equal message.content.split. Now this is pretty much saying delete all of the spaces in a command. So if someone were to go like I don't know, for example, like it just deletes all the spaces in a command if like an accidental space was put in there. So that's what that does. So it pretty much like it makes it so that that isn't a command, but this is a command, or this is a command. So that's what that kind of line of code does. It's just required. Next thing I want to go to let cmd equal message array 0. Now these two are just kind of stuff you got to do. It's just for precaution. These both are variables, so you're setting cmd to equal this, and then you're setting message array to equal this. So it's taking the zeros out of that, making sure that there's only one, there's no spaces in it. Now let args equal message dot array or message array dot split, not slice, or yeah, slice, my bad, and 1. So it's slicing those. Alright, if cmd equals prefix tutorial, or let's do test, then run this. So let me explain to you this. What this is doing is it's saying if the command or cmd, so in cmd is this variable right here, if cmd, which is message array 0, so making sure that there's no things in there, make sure there's no spaces in there. If that equals the prefix, which is this right here, this is the variable, and as I said, that if you put these things, then you can put variables in it. So if the command equals prefix, which is this right here. Oh, test. That's the actual command. Then it's going to run the stuff in here. So let's do return message.reply test Aroni. Now what this is doing is if the command is equal to the prefix this, the prefix and that, then it's going to reply to them or at them. The difference between reply and message.channel.send is that's not gonna channel.send. So if I put like message.channel.send Japanese, that's going to not at them, but this is gonna at them. I can show you that here. So let me put two of them here. Test Roni, for example, that's the command, and then set this to reply, and then this to then test. So those were those two. Super. Alright, now let's turn on our bot. So if you remember in the beginning of this episode, we created startbot.bat, and now if we double click that, it says YouTube bot is ready for action. And as you can see, because we set that up here, YouTube bot is ready to action. Now if we go over to Discord, we will see that our bot is online. Now later I will show you how to put your bot on a VPS so that it's always online. But if I were to exit this command prompt, the bot will turn off. But for now, that's just what we're gonna have to do. Now, if we remember our prefix, and let's say we do test, it'll add us test Roni. And because it says over here, if you do that test, it'll do test Roni. Now, if we do test Roni, it's just gonna say test. It's not gonna at you. Those are the difference between reply and arrives. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Next episode, we are probably gonna do some command handling, which pretty much puts these in a different file, because the more commands you have, the more messy it's gonna get. The more the bigger this file is gonna get, and it's just gonna be harder to navigate. So we create different files for different commands. That's what we do. That's how we do this. But you can create as many commands as you'd like. I recommend experimenting a little, like having this little fun. Maybe change the prefix. Again, the source code for this will be in the description. So if you're having any trouble with anything, you can read the source code, figure out what your problem is, and then make those fixes. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, again, leave it in the comments. Have a wonderful day, and see you in the next one.